In today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can decorate your Christmas tree on a Glam theme step by step. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you are here today because in this video, I'm gonna share with you how to decorate your Christmas tree step by step on a Glam Winter Wonderland frosty theme that I really think you're going to enjoy. So far, we've decorated a peppermint, we've decorated a snowman, we've decorated a natural theme. Am I missing any? If I am, they're gonna be linked down below, that's the point. But in this video, I'm gonna share with you how you can decorate a gorgeous Glam gold silver mixed metals winter wonderland Christmas tree step by step. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And while you subscribe, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about what's next. You guys will not want to miss the home tour coming up. I'm working on it. And while you are watching right now, be sure to give this video a thumbs up because that really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. All right, you guys are ready? Let's get started. All right, everyone, so we're going to decorate this Christmas tree on a very Glam mixed metals woodsy wintry theme, if that makes sense to you. I think it'll make sense at the end of it. But I just want to show you something real quick. The inspiration for this look was this gorgeous ribbon that has a chevron pattern on sequence and it's just absolutely beautiful. It has all of the mixed metals and a pin that I better take off because I don't want to scream. Oh, it's just the wire. Okay, so anyways, this beautiful ribbon is going to be our inspiration, and we're going to be using a mesh champagne color and a silver as an accent. Now I want to explain real quick, this is a basic greenery tree, and remember I told you these trees are meant for designing on them, but if you want to give some depth and dimension, then you might want to use some of these flocked branches or any other branches that extends the shape of your tree out. I'm using flocked branches because the theme is a little bit more snowy and a little bit more glam, so I wanted to give it that feel. But if you don't know how to do this, I have a video that I did before and I explained to you how you can change the look of your tree. Let's take a look real quick. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a flocking job on it. I said flocking. And so what I do is I basically start at the bottom, you guys saw in the last video, and I'm gonna add some branches that are flocked. And for that I have a box of flocked picks right here, and I'm gonna get them out right here, and I'm gonna start moving up. So basically what you wanna do is give them a curvature right here, and then you insert and then you fold one of the tips of the tree up so it'll stay in shape. And you wanna follow the shape of the tree. You guys see that this is longer, then it gradually gets smaller as it goes up. And then also you want to go ahead and go all the way around. If your tree is going to be seen on the back, then I recommend you go all the way to the back. But because this tree literally sits flat against the wall, then there is no need to really design the back of it. But if your tree is going to be in your home, in a place where, well, it's gonna be seen, it's like you wouldn't just brush your hair on the front, you would also brush it on the back, right? Well, you wanna do the same with your Christmas tree. You wanna make sure that it's done all the way around. And as you guys can see, this is really changing the look of the tree. I'm gonna continue to go up. As you go up, just make sure that you insert going up so they fly away. I'm gonna do one right here. I'm gonna grab them all. I'm gonna come back over on this side like this. Then once I get to the top, if you guys can see, I'm gonna do some just standing up like this. So they fly up. And then I feel like I need another one right here. So those are all the flat cedars that I have. Then I'm going to add some of these bushes. And this is also another type of cedar. And I'm gonna add this in more prominent spaces to really cover some of that tree. As you guys can see, it's changing the look of this tree. And we're going from having a green tree to having more of a flock tree or a snow tree. And this is something that you might want to do if you don't want to spend a lot of money, because I'm always telling you guys to collect this type of pick, because not only you can use it on your wreaths and on your swags, but then look, you can change the look of your tree by adding some of these picks right here. And the reason why I wanted to add some flocking is because the navy blue that we're using, it's more of a darker hue. So therefore it's going to show better in this particular type of treatment. All right, so now that we know how to add these flocked branches, I'm gonna start by adding my ribbon, and I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it on the floor like I always do. And remember to always start your ribbon by dovetailing. And now I'm gonna tell you something. When you buy beautiful ribbons like this, we're so afraid to cut them because they're a little bit more pricier than regular. But I really just encourage you to go ahead and cut your ribbons and do whatever it is that you have to do to well, get the job done, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a 2-loop bow, and we're gonna do something different. You guys have seen me do ribbons coming down, so I wanna do something different. But to start, I always like to start with a bow, and I always like to start at the top. And I'm gonna start right here. And remember to grab your branch and push that ribbon all the way down. This tree is getting so used that today I went to Hobby Lobby where I got it, and I went to see if they had another one. They had one left, so I had to buy it for next year, not so much for this year, because for this year, I bought another beautiful Christmas tree that I'm gonna be showing you when I do my home tour. And by the way, thumbs up if you guys are excited for my home tour. This is my first home tour that I will be doing, and I'm calling a frozen Christmas. It's going to be all glam, only greenery, crystals, and see-through snowflakes. So it's gonna be so much fun. Cannot wait to show you guys. So I'm gonna do another loop right here. I went ahead and attached with 2 of my bristles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another loop right here by adding and then just twisting some of these bristles together, and see how we added a little bit more texture. So what I'm going to is I'm gonna do 1 loop, and remember when you're doing loops, go ahead and pull out and make sure that you really give it a give, because you want to make sure that you have the ribbon showing after we add all of the ornaments and such. Like that. Somebody asked me, Ramon, how will you decorate a fresh Christmas tree? Well, the secret for a fresh Christmas tree, it's basically you do the same. However, when you are attaching to the tree, you want to use your wire. Where any place that you would do the cross of the bristles to attach the ribbon, you use a wire and you attach it to the Christmas tree. All right, I hope that helps someone who was asking about those. To continue with this, I'm going to do a 1 single loop right here. And I'm gonna add some of these wires. I'm gonna take some out so it is easier for me. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attach right here. And I'm gonna start with this one right about here. Make sure that all of that sequin really shows, because that is why I call our money maker. That's because that's like the showy part of the ribbon. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cross over to this side. So sorry if I give you my back. Right here. And I'm gonna attach with this right here. Now remember, there's going to be a lot of other items, so we basically finished all the bolt. I was explaining on a Facebook Live that I did that when you know, sometimes we don't want to cut our ribbons, or when we're making a project for a customer, we want to save some of those things. Well, number one, the customer already paid for it, so might as well just give it to them and put it on the wreath. And we tend to be like, oh, this is for another project later, and we just end up with a whole bunch of crap in our garage like I have. Then you have to go through it. So I recommend to just go ahead and use it all. Right, so I'm gonna add this guy. Isn't this ribbon just absolutely glorious, you guys? It's just so beautiful. All right, so now what I'm going to is I'm gonna go in with this beautiful mesh ribbon and just drop it on the floor. It is easier just to go back and clean later. And for this particular one, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look how it sparkles and it glistens. So gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna do a 3-loop bow, and I'm gonna attach with one of my wires. And I'm gonna go right here where I added this guy right here. So now we're gonna have a 4-loop bow. But instead of going that way, I wanna come down this way. And I'm gonna attach right there with one of my bristles. Get my scissors over here, and I'm just gonna let it hang like that, and then I'm gonna dovetail. So basically just 1 loop, because remember we still have the silver. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. I've been trying to answer all of your comments. However, this time of the year, you know, the end of September, or I'm sorry, October and beginning of November, there's so many messages that sometimes it's hard, but I do read them all, I promise you. If you got a little heart, that means that I've read your comments. I do try to, however, answer all of the comments. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna come right here where I looped, And I'm gonna go in on the same spot, and I'm gonna grab the same bristle that I attached with, and then I just give it a 2 right there. And for this one, I'm gonna do a bigger loop like this, and I'm gonna go all the way in right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just let this ribbon hang out. And I like when the ribbons just fall down because it extends the shape of your tree going down. So now I'm gonna do one on the top. So for the topper, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a 3-loop bow. You know, you guys, I've been really enjoying reading all of your really supportive comments about the past videos. I feel like you guys are really taking something home and applying it to your decorating, and that really makes me happy, because the only goal for this channel is to show you guys everything that I've learned throughout the years working in this industry. So when I read your comments that you guys are really applying the tips and the tricks, and that your trees are turning more beautiful, and it just really warms my heart. All right, so I'm gonna use this one right here, and I'm gonna do one twist. And for this one, make sure that you have your glitter side up too. For this particular one, I'm gonna do right here, and I'm gonna go all the way in and just let that ribbon hang out. And then I'm gonna come down kind of like with the same pattern, and I'm gonna go all the way in right here like that. And I'm gonna let this guy hang out, and then I'm gonna do one on the other side, and I'll be right back with you to show you the next step. Before we add the third ribbon, which is going to be a gorgeous white silver glimmery ribbon, I want to invite you to come and join me on my Instagram for daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and all the things you don't get to see here on YouTube, like the shopping hauls and shop with me. And then also follow me on Facebook. For every Friday I have a live DIY that is exclusive to Facebook. Let me show you real quick. Alright, you guys, so I thought I'd show you this wreath that we did live on Facebook, and it is holiday inspired. This beautiful ribbon came from Shinoda Design Center. Well, all of it came from Shinoda Design Center, but I just want you to see how beautiful the big ornaments make a statement when you cluster them together like this. And the red just really pops from that ribbon. I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. What do you think? So the links to both my Facebook and my Instagram are going to be linked down below. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so now we're back with the silver ribbon, and I'm gonna do just a few of them because I feel like we have enough ribbon on the tree, but I feel like if I just do a few 2-loop bows, and you can alternate from 3-loop, 2-loop, and 1-loop, just to add texture to your Christmas tree. You make sure that you twist that ribbon, and then add your wire right here. You always want to have a little tail like this too, just because it looks more beautiful. So I'm going to come over to this side, and I'm going to press start right here. And I love this silver ribbon because it looks like it's made out of paper, but it's more like a satin that it's been pressed, and it just catches the light so beautifully. I am in love with it, to tell you the least. I'm going to add another one right here. And remember to always let a little tail hang down. I was telling you in the last video, do not let your ribboning or your Christmas decorating win, you guys. It should not be that difficult. It's just ribbon, you know. Anywhere you lay it, it's perfect, because as you guys can see, there's no rhyme or reason. As long as you have enough ribbon on the Christmas tree, and as long as you have a variety of widths of ribbons. As you guys can see, I did a 4-inch, a 2-inch, and a 2.5, and that's what really adds texture to your Christmas tree. If you were to add just 2-inch or 2.5-inch, the ones that you find at most places like Walmart or Target, then you're gonna need a lot of ribbon, because to cover the tree is just gonna be a lot. But if you wanna add texture to your tree, then what you need to do is use different widths of ribbon. So I'm gonna add this one right here. Let's give it a little loop like that. I'm gonna give it a big swoop right here, and I'm gonna come down this way forward. So make sure that you give the ribbon a little twist so it crosses like that. And I think for this particular one, I'm just gonna cut right here. And I kind of have to step away from it to see. I feel like I need just one on the other side, so I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll be right back to give you guys the next step. Keep watching. Okay, so we're gonna continue to our ornaments, but first I'm gonna undo my coat because I feel like it's pulling on me, so I feel more freer this way. I'm gonna start with 3 sizes of ornaments. So I'm gonna do a large gold, a medium silver, and then a champagne small with a really pretty shape. And I'm gonna only do about 3 of each to show you that you do not need a whole bunch of ornaments to have a gorgeous Christmas tree. And what you wanna do is you wanna wire them first, and I'm gonna add one right here. Remember to create a shape when you are decorating your Christmas tree. So I'm gonna probably go up here somewhere because I want them to show, and you wanna make sure that also you fluff those bows at the end because they're gonna get a little flatter right now. So I have one right here, one right here. So I'm gonna go over to this side and I'm gonna go on a ladder motion. So just add this guy right here, throw your wire, and this ornament is not going anywhere. So as you guys can see, it is super easy. I'm gonna wire a few of these silver ones, and just to show you, put a wire through it, you get one twist. And what I want to do, and I want to explain real quick, is that when you're doing bigger ornaments like this, you wanna make sure that you attach them close together, because we usually would do clusters of ornaments, but when you're having larger ones like this, well, you cannot do clusters because it would be really hard to maneuver. But the secret here is to put them close together. As you guys can see, I have these 2 right here. So just give them one twist, pull that wire back. I'm gonna do one more on the other side. So I'm gonna come over to this side, and for this particular one, I'm gonna go over here. I'm going to attach, and see how they're filling in that tree. So now I'm gonna do a few of these gorgeous, they have this like shape to them, and it has that glimmering glisten to it that I love, 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 love. So I'm gonna continue adding them close to each other. I'm gonna go here, and see how I just twisted that wire, and that's why you wanna wire your ornaments. The very first thing I do when I get ready to decorate my tree or a client's tree or a tree for a video is like, I like to wire all of my ornaments, because that way I don't have to struggle with that little string that they come with, you guys. You have to cut that out. They first of all look super tacky, I feel like, and it just takes away from your Christmas tree. So that's why you wanna make sure that you wire them all. And see how you don't need a whole bunch of ornaments to fill in? We're gonna be doing a few picks. Let's see, what do I want to add this last one of these shapes? So I'm gonna add this one right here. Now I do have other style of ornaments that I'm gonna save for the end. And I wanna mention these cute little guys are from the dollar store. You can buy a whole bunch of them, and I use them to organize all of my ornaments and picks and all the things when I'm working. All right, so I have right here set picks. So I'm gonna use 2 styles of picks, and I'm gonna start with this particular one because this is going to really fill in. One thing that you have to do is you have to fluff this particular pick, or any pick for that matter, because, well, they come flat on a box like this, and look what's prettier. You know what I'm saying? It just takes an extra second. And what I'm going to do is right here, I'm gonna open up right here, and I'm gonna stick this pick, and look how we give it dimension. Here's the pick, here's the ornament. So I'm gonna do one here. So basically you want to just pull every single one of these little branches apart, and you wanna go each way, so it comes more like a bush, like this. So I added one right here. I'm gonna add one here. And just make sure that you go all the way in. So you wanna open up your tree, and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so I have a few more. Let's see, where else? I think I'm gonna do over on this side. You wanna make sure that you do it. If you have a tree that is not against the wall, you want to make sure that you save some of the same elements to decorate the back of your tree, because or if it's on a window, you know, you want to make sure that you have some of the elements that are being put on the Christmas tree to save to the back. All right, so I'm gonna add another one probably on this side, like over here, to just give it that beautiful feel to it. So now I have some of these long picks, and these are like a fern. So I'm gonna start adding some right here on the top. And look at that, that just extends your tree, and it gives it so much shape. And remember, I told you to put them sideways. Don't put them flat like this, because you will lose it. So you kind of have to give it a twist when you insert like that, and look at that. So now I'm gonna go over to this side. I'm gonna add a few of them here to the bottom. like that, going down. And look how beautiful it looks with the flocked stem. I'm gonna do another one over here. Sorry if I disappear, but I'll be showing you the picks and the stems, which is more important. One right here. Once again, just let your eye dictate where is it that it wants to live. I'm gonna go one here on the top, going this way. And make sure they go sideways like that. So these two are basically framing my bow right here. I'm gonna go over to this side, like this. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go in this side, like this. How gorgeous is this, you guys? I'm gonna add a few more items, so stay tuned. Before we continue with the last step, I want to ask you a question. What was your favorite Christmas memory you've had so far? I wanna read all of your comments, so leave me a comment down below with your favorite Christmas memory. Let me tell you, mine was when I was a child. I remember my aunt bought me a watch. I've never had a watch, and unfortunately it was a watch where like with the hand tick, and I wanted one with the little numbers because I couldn't read the ones with the hand ticks. I had to learn. So I was so excited. At the same time, I was so disappointed, but I will never forget it. So leave me a comment down below with your favorite memory Christmas. Let's go back to the video. Okay, I told you I had a few more ornaments, and I have some of these beautiful champagne matte. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I add some hanging down, because the shape of the tree is being extended down. So you want to make sure that you have some ornaments that are hanging down so it looks more finished. Let's see. I'm going to add one right here. And so you want to save some ornaments towards the end of your tree, because you can add them to basically fill in the gaps of the places like right here where it needs one, that you can go ahead and just fill in like that. I feel like I need one right here. See, you're just adding, and this one I'm gonna add to this stem so it kind of hangs down. That's the other thing, you can use these stems to hang ornaments so they actually come forward. Let's see, I have one more, and I'm gonna add it right here to fill in. All right, so now what I have is this beautiful poinsettias that came from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has really, really good poinsettias. Remember the ones that I put on the peppermint? I bought them all, you guys. And every time I go back, and if there's a few that somebody returned or something, I go ahead and grab them because I want to have them for next year. Right, so I have these beautiful gold poinsettias. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one right here. Look how gorgeous that is. And I'm only gonna add a few because I feel like there's a lot of things going on right here, but you wanna make sure that you add some florals to your Christmas tree. Let's recap real quick. So we had the Christmas tree, some flocked picks to make it look wide. Then I added the chevron sequin ribbon. Then I did the champagne ribbon. Then I did the silver ribbon, just a touch of it. After that, I added the ornaments, gold, silver, and matte champagne. And then after that, I went ahead and added these picks, and now I'm adding the floral. So as you guys can see, oh no, a tag. It doesn't really need much of many items to make something gorgeous. Right, so I'm gonna add one right here, kind of going down like that. And I'm gonna fluff, of course, at the end. So if it gets a little flat, don't worry about it. Oh my gosh, this is turning out so beautiful. I'm gonna add one right here to the bottom. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna add it over here to the side. More like that. There you go. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna step away from it, see if I need some fluffing, some other items, and I'll be right back. Keep watching. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to add after closely inspecting this Christmas tree is going to be some of these beautiful bowl garlands from Shinoda. And look what this is going to do, you guys. You have to weave it in. Make sure that it really hangs off of the branches. So don't let anything touch them. And then you want to add one right here and go all the way back like that. And I'm going to add yet another one here on the bottom to hang all the way down. You have to be careful because these particular garlands shed a lot of glitter. I'm going to let this one hang like this. And I'm going to add one more to the top. I'm going to do some fluffing and I will show you the end result. Keep watching. Okay, so now that we are finished fluffing and all of our ornaments are in, the last thing I want to add is some of these gorgeous, big, oversized magnolia that are glittered. And what I want to do with it is I want to create kind of like a skirt going down only on the bottom of the tree. So I'm going to add one right here. I'm going to add one right here. So I'm going to alternate between the gold and the white. I'm going to move over to this side. So now I'm going to add one right here, making sure that it drapes down like this, and I'm gonna move over to the other side and add the last one over on this side and making sure that goes down. So now I'm gonna give you a close-up. Stay tuned. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what the tree looks like up close and personal, and look at this ribbon. Isn't this ribbon just everything? The way the sparkles and it catches the lights, and the poinsettias really do add that Christmas feel to it. I love the champagne with the silver and the gold and the bow at the top. It looks just so beautiful with the poinsettias and all of those ferns hanging out. So pretty, you guys. I really do recommend, if you are doing metals this year, go ahead and mix your metals, and as you guys can see, it was super easy. And how about the skirt of magnolia and garland at the bottom? Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? The way it catches the light, all of these ribbons with so much glitter. You guys, it is Christmas, and it is the only time we get to let it sparkle and let it shine. I really hope you enjoy and learn a few things from this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up because that really helps the channel. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you already subscribed, please turn the notification bell on so you are notified about what's coming next. You will not want to miss the home tour. And we're just getting started, you guys. It's only November, so there's yet more to come. Thank you guys. If you enjoyed this video, I really recommend you watch the very natural woodsy theme, what's going to be right here, or you can just watch more videos right now. Consider subscribing, and until next time, bye. Now that we've seen the tree decorated for Christmas, I want to show you guys the mess that it takes to create these videos. So now, let the cleaning begin.